Welcome to my Humanities Final Project PowerPoint presentation. My topic is the Goo Goo Dolls. I will give you a little history on them, talk about some of their better known songs, and what they're doing today. So let's meet the band. The Goo Goo Dolls is an American rock band formed in 1986 in Buffalo, New York by guitarist and vocalist John Rzeznik, bassist and vocalist Rob Tekek, and drummer George Tatuska. The trio picked their name from a True Detective ad for a toy called Goo Goo Doll. John has said that they were a garage band, not really trying to get a deal, and they had a gig that night and needed to come up with a name, and that was kind of the best they could come up with, and the name stuck. But he is quoted to have said that if he had had 5 more minutes, he definitely would have picked a better name. The Goo Goo Dolls in the early years. In the beginning, John was a little bit shy and didn't want to sing. Later becomes the lead vocalist of the band. They were frequently dismissed by critics as imitators of the Replacements. I guess their music sounded very similar to the Replacements. Robbie and George had been longtime friends in school and then met John while he was playing in a band called the Beaumonts. After a little time, they refined their sound to become one of the most popular adult alternative rock bands of the 1990s. While John, Robbie, and George were the original 3 of the Goo Goo Dolls, George left the band in 1995. He left after a falling out with John over royalties from a song that John wasn't sharing with the rest of the band members. Mike Malinin replaced George shortly after his departure, and Mike stayed with the band until 2013, when he also had a falling out with John. The Goo Goo Dolls have had 14 top 10 singles on various charts and have sold more than 10 million albums worldwide. Here you can see their top 14. I'm sure many will recognize most of them, but my favorite are the first 3, which are Iris, Name, and Black Balloon. Iris is probably the most famous that everyone would recognize. One song in particular sent the Goo Goo Dolls into superstardom. In 1997, the band was approached to write a song for the movie City of Angels, and that song was Iris. This song pushed them into instant stardom, was on the top 100 Billboard charts for a record-breaking 18 weeks. And Iris was also nominated for 3 Grammys that year. So, where are the Goo Goo Dolls now? The band is not currently on tour, but they do have a few shows scheduled. Their latest album, Magnetic, was released in 2013. A few things happened to the band on a personal level. One was that John got married. He married his longtime girlfriend in 2014, and Robbie became a father. They also contributed to the soundtrack of the Broadway musical Finding Neverland in 2015 with their song If the World Turned Upside Down. They have also been very closely involved with several charities over the years, including USA Harvest, VH1's Save the Music Foundation, and Music is Art Foundation, just to name a few. Thank you for watching my presentation on the Goo Goo Dolls. Hopefully you learned a little bit about their band and maybe some of their songs, and I hope that you like them a little bit more from what you learned today.